Hello and welcome to the Dirge of Mourning. I am your host, Andrew, alongside Terry. Today we'll be looking at Chalice of Suffering's 2019 release, Lost Eternally. We are gathered here for the last installment of the Summer of Suffering. Welcome to the wake. Awestruck. That's the first words that come to mind for this track. Now, normally I would go into great breakdowns of all the ins and outs of the music, but honestly I don't think I need to, because what you guys need to do is just go and listen to it. Why? Because it has a really cool music video.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes, it does. It is really cool.
Okay. Yeah, I did like this music in this one.
I guess the main standouts, of course, are the unique spoken word and the death growl spoken word, along with bagpipes.
Yes, I did notice that. Wonderful.
The keyboard is haunting, the rest of the band is outstanding. The tone shifts at 4 minutes and 34 seconds. And again, that dark intro was just awesomely miserable. The sound of the bagpipes and eerie atmosphere, the spoken word, lending itself to this masterpiece, perfect funeral doom right here. Or is it that new style, eulogy doom? More on that later. In all of its mournful sadness, as the music builds up to the more funeral doom elements we have been waiting for, and it is truly fitting for a funeral. The track ends at 9 minutes and 36 seconds. Like I said, the music video is just awesome. Go and watch it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Eerie funeral doom is the best way to describe this, lasting until 1 minute and 18 seconds. The atmospheric doom continues with the spoken/death growls at about 1 minute and 56 seconds. The mood changes to a more darker and somber one with the bass sound. That's the other thing. The bass on this album is incredible. I love this bass sound. Absolutely love it. It continues with its eeriness and atmosphere, coming back at 2 minutes and 34 seconds. It is as thick as fog over a cemetery, and I'm just in love with it. We get the calm singing, which is really awesome. Not sure who did that part, but really awesome. It goes into the death growls. The guitar work here helps set the tone of misery here. Every doom and gloom note just helps emphasize the next vocal style, which is a more black metal sounding in its approach. Just fantastic, of course. We return with the calm vocals at 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Fading into the death growls again, the mood is so sad yet heavy. Funeral doom at its finest.
Well, I can't wait to talk about the lyrics part that goes with all this.
The song comes to an end at 10 minutes and 5 seconds. An atmospheric start with the most somber spoken death growl and word lasting until 3 minutes and 24 seconds, where we get the funeral doom part, or should I say a blackened funeral doom style. Death growls are on point for the mood that is set. At about 5 minutes and 14 seconds, the dark atmosphere comes back with all the melancholy possible. At 7 minutes and 50 seconds, the doom and despair come back musically. It has an old school feel, but still retaining that blackened edge. The song ends at 10 minutes and 28 seconds. A style I wasn't expecting them to do. This was extremely different, and I enjoyed it. Definitely one to look out for on the album. All of the pain and anguish of the band is on full display here.
As it should be.
Right. It's dark and it's miserable, like heavy rain. The vocals are, of course, what is needed for this tone. And the bass, oh god, the bass. It just sounds so good.
It does in this whole album.
It really does.
It is that good.
Again, basically my whole point is I need more of this bass sound, a more somber sounding track. Honestly, just go and listen to this one. You will not be disappointed. The track ends at 9 minutes and 36 seconds. The atmospheric sounds and the deep death growls set the tone for this song. At 1 minute and 39 seconds, the guitar work is mournful and what appears to be spoken word in the background, like shadows speaking. It's really cool. Like I enjoyed that element of like the eeriness to it all. At 2 minutes and 25 seconds, the haunting graveyard sounds continue. Then at 3 minutes and 14 seconds, the doom and despair come in, making the mood feel like you are trapped in a coffin, like, claustrophobic almost. That's kind of what the sound kind of made me feel.
I mean, it goes hand in hand with what's going on, so...
That's kind of like, what I was getting the gist of. It's like they were trying to emulate that. The song fades at 9 minutes and 35 seconds. Don't get me wrong, the tone shifts and all the talent of the band are on full display here. Again, what feels like a eulogy doom-styled song. Really awesome. Have I mentioned, just out of curiosity yet, bass?
Yeah, a little bit.
Or how about bass?
Right.
Well, I suppose I better get on with the review, I guess. Bass, 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 bass.
But you know what? Because it is such a nice sound throughout, it's not like, I don't know how to put this just right, but it's not like you're super aware of it. It just is the song. Like, it just makes the music.
Right, the level of the bass sound is perfectly placed. Yeah. Along with the atmosphere, with both piano and spoken word.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just excellent. The death growls are fitting and the tone shifts at 1 minute and 26 seconds, helping it become one of Funeral Doom's most must-listen to tracks. Every element is just what I'm looking for right now. As I write, every single note and mood change is just fantastic. Honestly, incredible. And that's only the first 4 minutes and 37 seconds before the doom really kicks in and grips you as all of the themes come together, making something unheard of yet familiar. As the spoken words lead us to the end of the track at 6 minutes and 16 seconds.
I really did like, because I did jot down this bit, the choral voices. I really did like that. That addition was really cool. And appropriate for the song, which we will get into in a little bit.
This is a true return to form for the band, yet a fresh sort of sound to it, like a freshly dug grave. I love it. It's almost fitting for like their first album, but also it keeps it like, up in the ante for this last track, lasting until 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Honestly, a wonderful end to an album. An amazing journey musically.
Yes, I felt that the last two songs, even though each one was a small bit shorter than the rest of the songs, that those did wrap up everything.
Okay. I'm going to say it like this. How much will it cost for you guys to do the new intro to the show with this exact sound? Because the reason I say this, the talent that is on display, above words that I can describe of how awesome it was to just listen to this. Truly a journey to the grave and back. That's how I'm going to sum this up.
A fitting sum up. In the midst of once was, what we have is pondering on the past. We have unhappiness. We have perhaps a feeling of once having been happy, but something takes it away. Something happens. And I really liked these lines. I try to find my escape. I try to dream. I am a prisoner all alone in my head. So what it's really about is something going on inside somebody's mind.
Yeah, very powerful shit right there.
Right. So is something actually going on, though, to have created that? Probably. Like, you don't just all of a sudden have something going on in your head. Something happened, whether it be the death of someone, you worrying about your own upcoming death, someone sick, someone dying, a loss of some kind. So this is where it begins.
That traumatic experience, right?
And it only gets worse.
Yes. And we love it.
So I really, really did like this song. It had a really great sound, and also it's laying the groundwork for what's going to come. You know, just a wonderful thought of that something once was, but is no longer.
Misery at its finest.
Emancipation of pain. I love that word, emancipation. But over here in our country, it always reminds me of the Emancipation Proclamation history class. But anyways, okay. So here we have death is the personification of death is calling to someone who is in pain. And the end of this pain would be the emancipation from it, or the freeing from it. So death is trying to convince this person basically to give in to death, that this is for the best. And I loved these lines. No matter what they try, it brings me out so far away. In other words, they're trying to convince and do this weird mind stuff with this person who's already having pain and all kinds of weirdness going on. And I mean, this is just what it is. It's death talking to a person.
I would say it kind of sums up in the last line, though. In my despair, I scream, help me.
Yeah, it's like you can't.
Like, you don't want to stay.
You don't want to. You don't want to, right? You don't want to. But what do? You know,
some heavy stuff.
Forever Winter. I love that actual title, Forever Winter. It's very Nordic sounding.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And kind of fitting for the end of the summer.
Yeah, actually. Well, we don't want. Oh, please don't bring up. We don't want to bring up snow, winter, and all that stuff. Forever Winter. Forever Winter. So when we put those words together, not a good feeling. Feelings of cold, frozen, darkness. All of these are words being used in the song. Being alone, wandering, broken, in pain, lifeless. The entire lyric is about a feeling, and also of being trapped in this feeling, which that is also brought up in the lyrics. Basically, it's just a description of a feeling, and a really, really bad feeling.
Yes, I would attribute this to, again, the loss of like losing someone extremely close to you, and when your heart is like so broken, you feel cold. Like coldness seems to just emanate from you.
Yeah,
and I think that's the.
When I think of that, I think of the word like numb. It's almost like you're just an icicle.
Right.
Like you are the icicle.
So again, to kind of get onto that point, the lyrics here are wandering in the snow. I'm feeling numb. I'm fading away. I'm losing myself. So again, there's that like idea that we were talking about, that this person has no attachment anymore because of the thing is gone.
That's a good way to look at it. So it could be that, could be anything really, but it's a terrible feeling that is being described in this lyric. Lost Eternally, the title track. Okay, I actually really like these lyrics. It describes something that I understand. So once again, we have it's dragging us down even further. Blackness. These are words being used within the lyrics. And a lot of the lyrics are very simplistic. That's why I'm not doing a lot of reading or explaining, simply because they're just words. that describe things.
And they're done extremely well, though, for their simplicity.
Yeah, they are. It's just that
To set the tone here, you have
the
to...
style of the writing is just a very laid out, simple to grasp thing. I would strongly suggest read the lyrics either before the song, after the song, or while you're listening to the song, because then you really have a good idea. But you can also understand what they're saying pretty well on these.
I agree.
Okay, so once again, we have blackness, desolation, love that word, mindless soul, alone, feeling of nothing, a prisoner, broken. This is the part I love. Being fake in emotions by hiding behind all the smiles. It's that feeling of, as a regular human being today, I have to act like it's okay. So you're being fake because you can't really express what's really going on. So putting the smiles out there.
This is another part of the grieving process. You try and put on that, oh yeah, everything's okay, but inside you're like tearing yourself apart.
What I felt that the entire theme is that someone out of touch with real life due to pain or grief. It's like you just have to, you've heard this expression, go through the motions. You're not there. You know that you have to get up at a certain time, be somewhere, and do this thing.
You have to be a functioning member of society, basically.
But you are not there. Your mind is not there. You're there only in the basest way.
Right. So, again, I think it sums up in the last line here. I am lost eternally.
This lyric, I loved this.
I agree. It is hard hitting. It is phenomenal.
The Hurt. I love that title. I mean, it kind of says it right there.
It gets to the point. It just gets straight to the point.
Yeah, and the song really gets to the point. I didn't really have to write a whole lot because it's just so obvious. Someone is either dying or someone is very sick, or it's all a metaphor for the feelings of that. You just have pain and hurt. That's basically what this song is about.
Well, again, the opening line is, it hurts every day.
Constant. And I mean, it's just a description of that. It's just very obvious. There's not a lot into, it's just an obvious pain and hurt.
Again, go and read these lyrics and it becomes super clear that this is just that, overwhelming pain that you feel of like dying, or someone who has passed away would probably feel in this scenario.
Miss me, but let me go.
Oh, that hurts.
I loved this one. I loved the idea of this one.
Yeah.
So basically what you have here is letting someone go. It is basically someone's send-off. That's what this is. The send-off.
It's the last goodbye, basically.
Yeah. I loved the line, into the lungs of the earth. That was so cool. And just about, letting someone go.
Yep.
And this is just your rest in peace song. This is
pretty much.
This is what, and this was the one with the choral voices. So it was really beautiful. This is the kind of thing, yep, play that at my funeral. That's perfect.
It is just truly, truly amazing.
Because here, toward the, not the very end, I think, but toward the end, maybe, I don't know. I'm not looking at the lyrics, but I wrote this line down because I really liked this. Have the solace to understand we were better because of your life. In other words, this is the sort of celebration of lifetime. This is the way you were, and we loved you, and now you're gone. We will miss you, but know that we feel comforted in having known.
Right.
You.
Even though you're gone, we will try and find that strength to, carry on with our life. Even though that part is missing, we live that life because you made it worth living. So and again, just a fantastic song to send someone off with. It really would be. The words, lovely.
Whispers of Madness. So, okay. The way I describe this song is this is a very disturbed mind.
Right.
I'm not talking about mental illness. I'm talking about someone is extremely upset by something.
Yes, there's certainly a trauma here that they're trying to understand.
Yes, probably with a great reason that their mind is all mixed up. Thoughts that could torture someone with pain. And I love the line, I know it lies. And they're talking about
Yes.
lies as in somebody lying or something lying. So this is really cool.
In fact, this could also be a metaphor for some form of, like, substance abuse.
That actually kind of went through my mind. Is there something more going on here that's like really, or perhaps someone died from overdose or something, something
Could be. Could be easily a metaphor for that kind of stuff. Again, this is why funeral doom lyrics are so fucking awesome. Because you could take something so simplistic like this idea and have so many metaphors of how they got there. The line that sticks out to me is, "These voices will haunt me until the day I die."
Yeah, I like that one too.
And that's how that track ends, and it's just,
Yeah.
what a lyrical journey. Was just amazing.
Lyrical and music-wise, I liked it.
Album art.
Yeah.
Well, thank fuck I don't have to talk about AI, because this was done before AI became a fucking thing, so yay.
To me, it looks like a photograph.
So what we have is a foggy forest that could be, maybe late spring, maybe, with some of the foliage.
I think it's fall, the beginning of fall, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's very realistic looking, so that's why I said realism. And
or it could also be Photoshop as well. There is that.
Could be. Yeah, sure.
But what we have is a single tombstone that is visible, and then off to the side we have what looks to be like another form of statue, but it's covered in fog and see-through-y.
Yeah, maybe something like kind of crumbled or old.
Could be. Overall, I just love the color scheme, which is sort of dark grays and blues with some blacks and whites. Just, I love this.
I think the theme of it goes quite well with Lost Eternally, because if you see a forest and you just see one tombstone hanging out in the middle of a forest, that's kind of creepy.
It is.
And so that's kind of lost in the forest. It's interesting. I watch stuff where people go and find these things, and it's very interesting.
Oh, absolutely. So that leads me to giving the album art 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was just going to say it. I was going to say give it a 10. It's very good. The colors are soothing. The whole thing comes together, and it comes together with the music as well.
So there you have it, guys. 10 out of 10 for the album art. Album scoring.
Well, I really liked it. I thought the music and the lyrics and the artwork's good. So I'm going to say, what are you going to say? Let's say it.
Well, I'll quickly wrap this up. It's a must-have funeral doom album. Should be in someone's top 10 for 2019. And for that reason, this masterpiece gets a solid 10 out of 10.
10. Yes.
It is a 10 out of 10 album. It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that this is the album we end on.
Yeah, me too. Probably my favorite one out of the ones we've done. This was my favorite one out of the ones we did, of the Summer of Suffering. That's my final thought. I like the music. I like the lyrics. I like the art. What can I say? It's good.
Again, that leads me into what can I say? You kind of summed it up, really. The only thing that I've got are this eulogy is to celebrate the works of John Suffering and his legacy within funeral doom, and of course starting what could be a new subgenre, eulogy doom. I honestly cannot wait to see what these guys do next.
It'll be interesting.
Don't forget to check out their other mournful offerings, links in the description. Until next time, mourners, remember, every day is a funeral.